Have you ever thought you were eating healthy, only to find out later that what you were putting on your plate might be hurting you more than helping you? It's frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you're trying to make the best choices for your health after 60. You watch what you eat, you stay active, you do all the right things. And yet some of the foods that have always been considered healthy could actually be working against you. Today I want to talk about something that often flies under the radar: fish. Now, fish is usually praised as a smart, heart-healthy choice, and in many cases it absolutely is. But not all fish are created equal. Some types carry hidden dangers, especially for those of us who want to protect our hearts, our brains and our joints as we age. And when you hit that beautiful milestone of 60 and beyond, it becomes even more important to be a little pickier about what's fueling your body. I want to make sure you know which 6 types of fish might be quietly doing more harm than good, and why it's a smart move to avoid them altogether. It's not about being scared of food. It's about being empowered to make choices that truly support your health and energy for the years ahead. So let's dive right in. So, first up we have swordfish. Now, I know swordfish steaks can look hearty and delicious, and they often show up on those fancy restaurant menus. But here's the thing. Swordfish is one of the highest mercury fish you can eat. Mercury is a heavy metal that, once it builds up in your body, can create all kinds of problems, from memory issues to muscle weakness. And the older we get, the more sensitive we become to these toxins. Our bodies just don't flush things out the way they used to. So if you've been ordering swordfish thinking you're doing something good for your health, don't feel bad. It's a common mistake. But from here on out, it's a smart idea to swap it for something cleaner, like wild-caught salmon or cod, which are much lower in mercury. Speaking of fish that seem healthy but aren't doing you any favors, let's talk about tilefish. This one doesn't get as much attention, but it really should. Tilefish, especially from the Gulf of Mexico, is another type that's loaded with mercury, sometimes even more than swordfish. It's one of those sneaky ones that sounds exotic and interesting when you see it on a menu. But when it comes to protecting your brain health, avoiding tilefish is one of the best choices you can make. You're far better off picking a fish that's known for being safer and just as delicious, like haddock or trout. And that brings me to the next one I want to mention: shark. Now, you might be thinking, who's really eating shark anyway? But you'd be surprised how often it sneaks into seafood mixes or is offered in different forms, especially in certain restaurants and coastal areas. Shark meat is packed with mercury, and just like swordfish and tilefish, it can silently chip away at your health over time. The real danger is that mercury doesn't cause immediate symptoms. It builds up slowly, affecting your memory, your coordination, even your mood. And those are all things we want to preserve and protect as we move through our golden years. When you think about it, we spend our lives working hard, building families, creating memories. The last thing we want is for something as simple as a dinner choice to rob us of the energy and clarity we deserve to enjoy. That's why being a little choosy with the type of fish you eat isn't about being paranoid. It's about honoring your health and your future. And the good news is, there are so many wonderful, safe fish options out there that can still give you all the benefits without the risk. It's just a matter of knowing which ones to lean into and which ones to leave behind. Another fish that deserves a closer look is king mackerel. Now, mackerel in general can be a fantastic source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are so important for brain and heart health. But not all mackerel are created equal. King mackerel specifically is another high mercury offender. It's kind of sneaky too, because when you hear about the benefits of eating mackerel, it's easy to assume all types are good. But king mackerel tends to soak up mercury from the environment in much larger amounts than smaller species. If you're craving the rich, buttery flavor of mackerel, you can still enjoy it. Just opt for Atlantic or Pacific mackerel instead. They're much safer choices and still packed with the nutrients your body needs to thrive. Now let's talk about something a little different: farm-raised salmon. I know it might come as a surprise, because salmon is usually held up as one of the healthiest fish you can eat. And wild-caught salmon really is an excellent choice. But farm-raised salmon, that's another story. Farmed salmon are often raised in crowded pens, fed unnatural diets and treated with antibiotics and chemicals to keep them alive in those conditions. All of that ends up in the fish, and ultimately, on your plate. Not only can it increase inflammation in the body, but it also means you're missing out on the clean, rich omega-3s that wild salmon naturally provides. And for anyone over 60, keeping inflammation low is one of the biggest keys to staying energetic, mobile, and mentally sharp. So next time you're at the store, check those labels closely. Look for wild caught on the package. And if you're at a restaurant, don't be shy about asking. It's amazing how little shifts like this can stack up over time. When you think about all the meals we eat across weeks, months, and years, choosing the cleaner option more often can make a real difference. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to stress over every bite. It's just about being mindful and giving yourself the gift of better health, one plate at a time. Another fish I want to mention is orange roughy. It sounds elegant, doesn't it? Like something you might find at a nice dinner party or a special occasion restaurant. But orange roughy comes with a big hidden cost. This fish lives a very long time. Some can live over 100 years, and during that time, they absorb a lot of mercury and other toxins from their environment. The longer a fish lives, the more opportunity it has to accumulate harmful substances. So while it might taste light and flaky on your fork, it's heavier than you think when it comes to your body's ability to handle it. And when we're older, our resilience to these types of toxins isn't what it used to be. Choosing shorter-lived fish like sardines, cod, or even pollock can give you all the flavor with none of the risk. When we step back and look at the big picture, it really drives home an important point. Good health isn't about giant, dramatic changes. It's about the small, everyday choices that either build us up or wear us down. And making smarter choices with something as simple as the type of fish you eat can be one of the easiest ways to stack the deck in your favor. The last fish I want to talk about is imported catfish. Now, catfish is a comfort food for many people, especially in certain parts of the country. Fried catfish, catfish stews, it's part of a lot of memories and traditions, but here's the thing. Not all catfish are the same. In the United States, catfish farming is regulated pretty carefully. But imported catfish, especially from countries with looser safety standards, can be raised with chemicals and antibiotics that are banned here. And the problem is, those substances can linger in the fish and in your body after you eat it. It's not about giving up foods you love, it's about being aware and making small tweaks that protect your health long term. If you enjoy catfish, you don't have to give it up completely. Just make sure it's US farmed catfish, preferably labeled as coming from trusted sources. That way you can still enjoy the foods that bring you comfort without worrying about what might be hiding in your meal. You know, when you really think about it, protecting your health after 60 isn't about fear or restriction. It's about empowerment. It's about honoring the incredible body that's carried you through decades of experiences, memories, and milestones, and making choices that allow you to keep living fully, vibrantly, and independently. It's about knowing better so you can do better, without guilt, without stress. You know, when you really think about it, protecting your health after 60 isn't about fear or restriction. It's about empowerment. It's about honoring the incredible body that's carried you through decades of experiences, memories, and milestones, and making choices that allow you to keep living fully, vibrantly, and independently. It's about knowing better so you can do better, without guilt, without stress. The truth is, every positive choice adds up. Choosing safer fish, staying active, getting good sleep, nourishing your mind and spirit, all of it creates a ripple effect that touches every part of your life. And it's never too late to start. Even small changes today can pay off in more energy, better memory, stronger bones, and a richer, more joyful life tomorrow. So as you go about your week, maybe take a moment to think about the little habits you can shift in your meals. Even something as simple as swapping out one type of fish for another could be a powerful step toward feeling your best. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to protect your brain, your heart, and your mobility so you can keep enjoying every sunset, every laugh, every new adventure that life brings your way. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Have you eaten any of these fish recently, or do you have a favorite healthier option you love? Let's swap ideas and encourage each other. And if you're on a journey to live your healthiest, happiest life after 60, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Here's to living boldly, wisely, and well at every age.